We are in Quartzsite.
We are at the White Sands National Monument, and
we are at the Guadalupe Mountains National Park.
we are at Carlsbad Caverns.
We are in Junction, Texas. We are in Port Aransas, Texas. We are coming to you from Tishomingo, Mississippi.
We're at Buc-ee's.
We're at Devil's Den Prehistoric Spring.
We are in the Florida Keys.
We are in Savannah, Georgia. We're in Washington, D.C. We are at Moride here in Elkhart, Indiana. Welcome to Colorado National Monument. We are in Ouray. So this is the Black Canyon of Gunnison National Park.
We are at Arches National Park.
We are in Canyonlands.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year.
Yes, happy 2025.
We are coming to you from Arizona. Sunny Arizona, beautiful weather. And we thought we would take this time to basically say goodbye to 2024 and hello to 2025.
Yes, 2024 was an amazing year. It was our first full year full-time on the road when we left Arizona last January. We've been on the road full-time now for a little over a year and a half.
Yeah, I can't believe it's already been a year and a half. Sometimes it seems super long and sometimes it seems like it just has flown by.
I know. What we want to do today is just give you a brief rundown of what we did in 2024. And then we're going to give you a sneak preview of what's coming up in 2025 because, as we've always said before, we're planners. So we actually have all of 2025 planned, reserved, and everything else.
We just do better planning.
Yes.
So we like to have a destination to get to, and we like to do the work ahead of time. We're more comfortable with that. Maybe someday that'll change, but for now, we're planners.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of you are out there thinking to yourself, oh my, I could never plan that far out in advance.
Actually, we have good friends that say that all the time.
But we're the other way. Those of you guys that are like, oh no, we wing it kind of month to month. We couldn't do that.
I couldn't do it, but I admire you.
Yes.
So, all right, let's get going. So 2024 started with
Quartzsite RV Show.
Quartzsite RV Show. Yeah.
So we left our home base here in Apache Junction in the middle of January last year and decided that's when we were going to launch for the entire 2024 year. So we did the Quartzsite RV Show for the first time last year, had a great time.
We did.
Met a bunch of people.
We just really enjoyed what Quartzsite had to offer.
Yeah, and we're not big boondockers, so we actually stayed in an RV resort just outside of town. But we had a great time experiencing our first of the major RV shows. You know, everybody, there's the Tampa show, the Hershey show, the Quartzsite show. So this is our first one of the major three, and we had a blast.
We did.
So then what we did was we just kind of ventured out, headed east. We went through New Mexico, Texas Gulf Coast for a little over a month. We wound up in Mississippi, Alabama, and then we wound up in Florida for 5 weeks as well.
We did. Yeah, we got to experience, I think the second loop, we definitely stayed longer in places. And it's something that we definitely have talked about on the channel. We've talked about it together. We enjoy staying longer better. We are not a 2 to 3 days and move just because we like to be settled. It's our home, you know. There's just no rush. So we have found that we just love to stay longer and explore what that place has to offer.
Yes, and I know we mentioned it a little bit during our RV park review, but a lot of times the longer you stay in an RV park, the cheaper it is and everything else. So we kind of discovered that about halfway through 2024, that the longer we stay, the cheaper it is and it's easier on the wallet.
Plus, I think it's normal when you first get going that you want to move because you're super excited. So you kind of run with your adrenaline and you keep going. But for living purposes, it's so much better and easier to slow down for us. Yeah, so that's where we're at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and left Florida, headed north, went to Savannah for a week, went to Washington, D.C. and experienced Police Week for the first time as a retiree, which was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then from there, we went back down into North Carolina for a month. And we stayed there for a month because that was our first of 2 flights back here to Arizona for our niece and nephew's high school graduations.
That's right. We said it before, we'll say it again. We will not miss those big things. So getting home, even when we're on the East Coast, is super important to us. So we were able to go ahead and come back home to Arizona and then fly from Arizona to Utah, where we got to spend tons of time with family and see our niece and nephew graduate. And then we headed back to North Carolina and just kind of lived, honestly. We did get to see our nephew that we hadn't seen, and I think we said about, 15 years?
Yeah, almost, yeah.
And so that was fun. He met us, and we had a great conversation and great meal. And he ended up coming out for Christmas this year and seeing the whole family. And I just love to get to spend time with family, especially people that you would never get to see had we not been doing this life. So, so then from North Carolina, where did we go?
North Carolina, we started heading towards Indiana. We had an appointment in Elkhart, Indiana, RV capital of the world.
Yeah.
We stopped in a couple places for a week here, a week there. And then we got to Elkhart for the big one. We did the MORryde independent suspension and hydraulic disc brake upgrade on the RV.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
And that was quite the experience. MORryde has that down to a science. If you haven't seen that video, we did a whole video on it. You can go back and watch that. I'm sure you'll post it. But anyway, what a game changer.
Yes.
Right? For us, we have loved having that upgrade, and we would recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know why RVs this size don't come with at least, at a bare minimum, the disc brakes, but the independent suspension disc brakes, I mean, it's a world of difference. 100% game changer.
Yes, from Elkhart to
Door County,
Wisconsin, which very quickly became our very favorite stop of this loop.
Absolutely.
For both Kevin and I. I don't know if it's the time of the year, or if it's just Door County. From what I understand, it's Door County.
Yes.
But we stayed for 2 months in Door County, and we got to explore everything. And the reason we stayed there for 2 months was because we knew our granddaughter, Violet, was going to be making her appearance.
Yes.
We thought at the end of July. She ended up coming at the end of June. And so we were able to fly back home from Wisconsin to Arizona to see our new granddaughter, Violet. Now she's 6 months old.
I know, it's crazy. She's so
big. But yes, we got to do that, and it was so amazing.
Yes.
Going home and seeing her and getting to meet her and just love on her. So...
yeah, we had an amazing summer in Door County. I mean, when you're from Arizona and it's 118, 120 degrees here, and the high in Door County for the summer was only, in the 70s, we didn't want to leave.
Yeah. And when we left Arizona from meeting Violet, we went back to Door County and we got to spend more time there. So
100%.
That was the whole reason for doing the 2 months. And honestly, I would do 2 months again, whether we have a grandchild coming or not. It was that fantastic. So
absolutely.
Cannot say enough about Door County, Wisconsin, and in the summer.
Yeah.
We would never do a winter.
No. We're looking about the end of August, beginning of September, and it was time to start heading west because we're always back here beginning of November. So it was time to start heading west. We stopped and we spent a month in Grand Junction, Colorado area.
Yes, we did.
And had a great time there. Went to a few national parks, national monuments, and then from there drove back to Arizona. So I guess it was 3 times we came back to Arizona.
We did.
We drove back to Arizona for Violet's baby shower.
Yes.
Because she was so early, it had to be rescheduled.
Actually, I think it all worked out for the best. I think everything happens for a reason. And so having our small, intimate shower for Violet, having her there with us, everybody got to meet her that hadn't. We did that. We got to be in town for a little while, stayed at my sister's, and we had a good little visit.
Yeah. And then from there, we got back to Colorado. So then we headed to Utah. Her brother lives there, and her mom lives there half the year, and stayed in a little town, Layton, Utah. Had a great time, beautiful RV park. I know we did a video on that.
Yep.
And again, just lived and had a great time with family.
I will say this. Even if my family did not live in Utah, we would still go to Utah.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a convenient place for us heading home to Arizona or to our home state of Arizona. Utah, if you haven't been, is a beautiful state to go out and explore. And we've seen it in different seasons. Not winter. We don't do winter or snow. But it is a beautiful state that if you have not been to, you should go and take a peek at that. So
yeah. Then winter started rolling in, so
It was
November
time for us
1st, we
to
were
go.
gone. Yeah. November 1st, we were gone, back down here in sunny Apache Junction, Arizona, beginning of November. And so this loop left in January, came back beginning of November, so we were gone for about 10 and a half months on this loop. A couple stats, because I know everybody likes stats around here. We traveled, or I should say we towed the RV 9,082 miles. We made 33 stops in different RV parks, harvest hosts, things like that around the country. We visited 18 different states this year.
And I could easily tell you, with the exception of a few, which I won't say, but I could easily go back to every single state we hit.
Oh, absolutely.
This loop.
So throughout this year, through 2024, we actually got to visit 6 national parks: White Sands, Carlsbad Caverns, Guadalupe Mountains, Arches, Canyonlands, and Black Canyon of the Gunnison. We wanted to hit the Everglades and the Dry Tortugas when we were in Florida, but we learned a hard lesson that you got to make reservations.
We didn't make the
we missed out on
reservations,
those.
which is shocking since we're planet headers, but it's okay.
Yeah, we hit numerous national monuments in Washington, D.C. when we were there. Didn't realize how much of the National Mall were considered individual national monuments. We were filling up our stamp book.
Oh yeah, your stamp book can go nuts in D.C.
Yes.
For sure.
And then we also hit Colorado National Monument when we were in Grand Junction. Because,
which was a total surprise.
Yeah.
And beautiful. If you haven't done that, that is so worth it.
Yes.
So beautiful place to visit.
And then one other big thing that happened this year, as you know, Chris and Diane and us, we kind of went our separate ways. They had some things to do with family, so they spent the second half of the year visiting family and where his family lives, and we had our things to do. So people do ask us, are you guys going to start traveling together again? Probably not. We've all got different plans and different ideas for the future, so we're just going to leave it at that, and we're going to do our thing and let them do their thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 2025. What do we have going on the horizon? Because a lot of people will message us and say, we're going to be, meeting up, things like that. So first and foremost, we're here in Arizona till the end of March. Yeah, we're staying here for the whole winter, leaving last year, the middle of January, and starting to head East Coast in January, February. It got a little cool and the weather didn't really... And now we have a granddaughter too, so we're just going to stay home and just spend the whole winter here in Arizona this year.
It's beautiful this time of year in Arizona, and we tend to take that for granted. We found out the hard way last year. Unless we're heading to Florida, like if we wanted to do Tampa or something, Florida for the winter, we probably will not leave early.
There's not a lot of places to go in an RV besides Arizona and Florida. I mean, you could go down the Gulf of Texas, but... we're pretty happy, being here in Arizona right now. We do have a lot of family stuff coming up over the next couple of years that, one of these days we'll get around to talking about that. But we are going to Quartzsite.
Yeah, we're going to go back to Quartzsite. Yeah.
Yes. And on Friday, January 24th at 4 p.m. in the seminar tent, we're doing a meet and greet with several other RV YouTube channels and content creators. The Quartzsite Show's putting on this big meetup for a lot of different channels, and we're going to be part of that. So we're so looking forward to that and meeting some of you guys out there.
Yeah, so definitely, if that's something that you are going to be at, if you're going to be in Quartzsite, mark that down. We'd love to meet you. I'm excited for Quartzsite this year because it's not our first time.
Right.
Sometimes it's very overwhelming the first time, which I don't know, because everyone's like, well, then wait till you go to Tampa and even Hershey, because Quartzsite is the smaller. But I just mean more like just trying to figure out how you want to do Quartzsite. I think that would be with any of the shows. So going into it now, we have a better idea of what we want to do, how we want to go about it, and just, I don't know, enjoying it.
Right.
Seeing, meeting up with people. I think from what we've been told, there's going to be a lot of different channels here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's exciting, just to kind of get out there and go see what's going on.
Absolutely. And then in March, Phoenix is doing a big RV Super Show, and we're actually in talks with them right now, trying to schedule a meet and greet with not only us, with some other YouTubers, whoever's in town. And nothing's confirmed with that yet. Just keep an eye on our Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube, and we will keep you posted on all that.
Yeah. Okay, so our 2025 plans. We're just going to stay in the Western United States, which I love.
Yeah.
I'm feeling quite comfortable there.
Here, we're actually going to be heading up into Northern California, and we've got 3 national parks on the list right off the get-go: Yosemite, Sequoias, and the Redwoods.
We actually, when we left early, our first loop out because our son, a lot of you who watch the channel will remember this, our son got into an accident, had to have surgery on his arm, so we rushed home. Well, the RV parks, 2 of them that we had scheduled, kept our reservations and said we could push them. And I was heartbroken. I wanted to go home for Hayden, but I was so excited about the redwoods and the sequoias. So we are going to backtrack. And I knew they'd be waiting for us, and they are. So we're going to backtrack and do the
They're
sequoias.
still there.
We're going to add Yosemite in and do the redwoods as well. And that's how we're going to start our 2025 off. Super excited about that. Just to, I don't know, get out there and be in all that nature. And
I know.
Oh, can't wait. Anyway.
April into May. And then we're going to be heading back up the Oregon coast because we love the Oregon coast so much. We are going to take a right-hand turn in the middle of Oregon and head over to Crater Lake and visit that national park as well. So we've actually got reservations up in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area. Spend some time up there. We're actually going to loop down and do Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons again. We're looking forward to that, kind of seeing it from a different perspective. We didn't get to see the Tetons as much last year.
Not enough time at all.
So we're actually going to spend a few days there. So then we're going to loop down and do the Custer area again. Last time we were there, we stayed about 16 days, which was great, but I would really like to spend a lot more time. So I think we're spending about a month there and really immerse ourselves in the area and really enjoy it. And then more than likely back to Utah for a few weeks before it's time to come back to Arizona in time for the holidays again next year. I can't believe we're talking about the holidays already.
You watch. It'll be here before you know it.
I know.
That's how it goes. That's especially how it goes in RV life, I think, as you're moving and seeing such amazing things. We're super excited. Obviously, we have some repeats on our list, but it's kind of like goes back to what I said at the beginning of the video. I would do most of the things we've done over again and see it from a different perspective where we've already kind of got like a little bit of it because we've done it, but where we can kind of nitpick where we want to go and pick out those things that we want to do at those specific places. So I'm super excited about that. I don't know. I think it's going to be a great 2025.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And, you know, if you guys ever see us around, if you guys are in an RV park with us, you know, please feel free to stop and say hi, especially if, you know, we're sitting outside. I mean, every now and then we'll get messages from people and say, "Oh, we saw you in such and such an RV park last week. And come say hi. It's just us." We love to say hi. We love meeting new people. We really do. So 2024 was amazing for us as far as YouTube is concerned. Our little channel is growing steadily. It's you guys that are watching it and hitting that subscribe button and everything else. And we really appreciate that from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for your support, your comments, just everything.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun to go out there and document what we're doing, and we love taking you guys along. We're so honored, we're so blessed that you choose to come along with us on our journey, and we just thank you.
Yeah, and we've made so many new friends in 2024. All the other YouTube channels out there that we met this year, and some other ones that we've known since 2023. But everybody that we've met becomes instant friends, and you know, we just love every minute of it. It really makes living this life so amazing. I
think if you talk to most YouTube channels or influencers, content creators, whatever you want to call them, the number one reason you usually start off your YouTube channel for a reason. So like for us, it was documenting it for our family and friends to see. But what ends up being the most amazing thing about it is the friendships you make.
Yeah, and the community.
So you build such a community because you meet great people that are usually, you know, that you can just go back and forth with. And I don't know, it's been fantastic.
It's been an amazing 2024.
Yeah, it has.
And we are so looking forward to next year. So do us a favor, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below, ring that notification bell. Videos come out every Sunday. And, oh, by the way, what I forgot. This is our 100th episode today.
100 episodes.
I cannot believe we've done this 100 times.
Yep. It's true. It's true.
So thank you guys all out there.
Yes, thank you.
And here's just a little snippet of everything we've done last year, and we will see you next week.
Bye.